What is the ideal age for a guy?
I really like 28 to 37 max, like not in the 40s.
What would you want his income to be?
$500,000? Is that bad?
$500,000. Women who want a man who is already accomplished are insecure about their own feminine capacity to support a man on his journey. A high-quality woman of genuine self-esteem who's confident in her own feminine abilities is not going to be afraid to date a man who is ambitious about his future but is still working to realize his goals. Because unlike women like this, she would actually enjoy that warm feeling of her own feminine efficacy as she supported a man as his girlfriend or wife. It would be a positive source of self-esteem for her if she was to help a man achieve his goals. But women like this who want a finished product man who's already making $500,000 per year, saying that's my starting point. This is an insecure, low quality type of woman who has no confidence in her ability to actually help a man reach the top. That's why she only has eyes for the finished product. Let me explain this from the male's perspective. One of the chief pleasures as a man being in a relationship with a woman is the ability to experience the efficacy of your own masculinity. Inside of you, you have masculine instincts to protect, to provide, to achieve, and then share in the spoils of your victories with those who you care about, those you love. Single men never get that experience. He might be very ambitious and very accomplished, but he doesn't have a woman to share those victories with. It's actually in the feminine that the masculine can see its impact, how strong it is, how worthy of praise and gratitude. Women often don't have the physical strength to protect or the intense, ambitious drive to provide and create. But she needs those things in her life, and she finds them in her relationship with a man. And so when he's strongly inside his masculinity doing all that stuff, she is in awe of him, his strength, his masculine capacity, and she's overwhelmed with gratitude for what he's able to provide her. And that makes the man feel pretty damn good about himself. It's an ego boost. It's a positive source of self-esteem. To look into the eyes of the feminine and to see reflected back to you the competence of your own masculinity, that is a powerful experience, and it is a natural drive for all men to see proof of their worth and their competence in the eyes of a woman. Most men can understand that, but what I'm saying is that women have their own experience of that. They can look into the eyes of the masculine and see proof of the worth of their own femininity. As a woman, she's capable of bringing softness, nurturing, warmth, beauty, and she can feel the power of her femininity by seeing the impact that she's having on the man in her life. And so you see, any woman who says that she's only interested in a man who is a finished product is essentially admitting that she's a failure as a woman. She lacks confidence. She has no competence in her femininity. She's too lazy to try and support him. Being a sugar baby or a gold digger is just admitting to the world that you failed as a woman, that you have no confidence in your femininity. You are not capable of helping a man with your femininity, and so you want to move into a life that's already been established.
I don't get you guys on this app because you're like, I want to be independent, rich, and successful, but then I also want a sugar daddy. Like, babe, you can do both, okay? I'm very successful, but I'm also engaged to a rich old man. Like, I'm not going to spend my own money when I can spend his. Ew, I'm pretty. Get it together.
I actually felt a visceral disgust feeling in my belly then. Longtime subscribers will remember my video, Men Are Islands and Women Are Boats. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. I'll put a link down below. The basic premise is that each man lives on his own island, whereas women are boats and they sail around the seas visiting various islands until they find one that they like and then they move in. Using that metaphor, a sugar baby is the kind of woman who is sailing around just looking for the fanciest island that there is. And then when she arrives on that island, she just starts stuffing things into her pockets, taking as much as she can. But Alex, doesn't this describe all women? Don't they just choose the men who have won, the men who come out on top? No, that's what I'm saying. A real high quality woman wants to experience the power of her own femininity. She has confidence in her own capacities and she wants a chance to express it. She wants to revel in her own power and really see and feel the impact that she's having on the man that she loves. So she sails around all the islands, not looking for the fanciest one, but for one which she feels she can have the most impact on. One where her unique feminine skill set can really do a fantastic job of improving. With the fancy island that's already been established, it doesn't need her. She would be pointless. She doesn't want to live a pointless existence, and so living there is going to be terrible for her self-esteem. There's no opportunity for her to feel good about herself, no chance for her to express her femininity. I'll use my own relationship as an example. I met my partner when I was 22. At the time, I was broke and I was still in university. My island was not fancy or established, but she still wanted to park her boat there because when I explained my goals and values, they aligned with hers. I told her that I wanted to live a life that was rich in free time, not necessarily in money. I told her I had a passion for psychology, that I wanted to move out of the city, live close to nature, have children, and then dedicate myself to giving them the best life possible. It was a life where I was going to focus on the small pleasures. This really resonated with her. She had traditional values. Like me, she has a deep love of beauty and nature, and she wanted to have children. So when I was talking about myself and describing my island, she knew that she would be a really good support for me, that we would make a great team. That was part of that intense attraction that we felt for each other, that feeling of incredible synergy. Now we've been together 14 years, and her judgment back then has been completely vindicated. She was right. We are really good for each other. We've achieved so many of the goals that we set out to achieve. And she can feel the power of her own feminine contribution because I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for her support. She's helped me practically, she's helped me emotionally, and more recently, she's been the mother of my daughter. And I'm open with my praise. I tell her frequently how much her femininity has helped me. And she loves it. One of the reasons she has such a positive self-esteem is because she's completely validated as a woman. And she will have her own version of this. She could explain how my masculinity has helped her achieve her goals, but that would be for a separate video. But my point is that when I first met her, if I explained a bunch of goals and values that I had that she didn't share, like if I said, I'm just interested in making a bunch of money and I want to live in the inner city, she wouldn't have been attracted to me because she would have correctly sensed that with her unique set of skills and values that she would have had nothing to offer me. How could her femininity really contribute to that kind of a lifestyle? Even if I was insanely wealthy and already living some lavish lifestyle that she could just move into, what that wouldn't provide her is the chance to experience the efficacy of her own femininity. And as a high quality woman, she wanted that. And with her values, she didn't want to meet a man who'd already accomplished all of those and then all she had to do was move in. No, she was attracted to me because we were kind of at a similar starting point and we could support each other and grow through that together. And of course, if I was just some lazy bum who had no ambition and no direction in life, she wouldn't have been attracted to that either because again, there's no opportunity for her to express her femininity. How can she help a man go somewhere if he's got no plans to go anywhere? A high quality woman wants to meet a man who's in that sweet spot, who's going the same direction that she is, but could really use her support. That's what's normal. That's what's natural for a high quality woman. And it's why I have so much contempt for gold digger, sugar baby women, because it's so painfully clear that they have nothing to contribute. They're only there to take. And within this context, there's a very good case to be made that one of the reasons why women don't want needy men is because it's natural for women to want to contribute and support. And if a man is needy, like he has a lot of needs, there's a sense that he's going to overwhelm her or it's beyond her feminine capacity. Not because she doesn't have a lot to contribute, but because it's natural for women to contribute within that feminine window. And if he needs more than a girlfriend, he needs a mother, then she's just going to burn herself out giving and giving and giving. So how does this unfold and what exactly is that sweet spot? Well, I give the answer to those questions in the full-length version of this video, which is available on Patreon. What you're seeing here on YouTube, this is just the short and abridged version.